My students were talking in the hallway this morning. I am a teacher, but I didn't understand a single word. They used words like Rizz and Giant all the time. I feel like I am living on another planet today. Jax is sitting on the sofa, playing on his phone. He is younger than me and knows all the trends. Jax, can you explain something to me? I ask. He looks up and smiles with a bit of mischief. I show him the messages from my class group chat. One student wrote that my new lesson was fire. I thought there was a real fire in the school building. Jack starts laughing so hard he almost falls off the sofa. Fire just means it was very good, Zoe, he explains. I feel a bit silly for being so literal and worried. Then another student called me a W teacher in the comments. I wondered if W stood for wrong or worried. Jack shakes his head and sighs at my confusion. W means win, it means you are a great teacher. This is like learning a completely new foreign language. I take my notebook to write these definitions down. As a linguist, I find this evolution of language fascinating. But as a teacher, I want to be cool and relatable. Jack says that the internet changes words every week. You have to stay updated to understand us, he says. I realize that my traditional English books are not enough. Language is a living thing that changes with the people. I am only 20, but I feel like I am 80. Jax promises to give me a crash course in Gen Z slang. We decide to spend the whole evening on this project. I want to surprise my students tomorrow at the lesson. We start with the most common words used on TikTok. Jax explains that slay is a very positive compliment. I thought it was only about dragons and fairy tales. He tells me that bet means okay or I agree. My head is spinning from all these new meanings. I am ready to be the W sister for my brother. Jax turns off his game to focus on my education. He is a very patient teacher for his older sister. The sun is setting, and our lesson is just starting. I am excited to decode the secrets of the youth. Jax tells me the most important rule of slang. Always be honest about your feelings, he says seriously. He uses the phrase no cap after every sentence. I ask him if he is talking about a hat or a bottle. He laughs and says that cap means a lie. So no cap means I am telling the truth. I write it down, no cap equals total honesty. It is a very short and effective way to speak. Then he explains the word SUS to me. If something is suspicious, it is just SUS, Jack says. I remember my students saying that about the exam. The homework is a bit SUS, one of them complained. Now I understand they thought the homework was strange. Jack shows me how to use these words in a sentence. I tried to say, this coffee is fire, no cap. He gives me a thumbs up and looks very proud. I am starting to feel the rhythm of the language. Slang is not about grammar, it is about the energy. We discuss the word ghosting in modern relationships. It means disappearing without a single word or message. I think that is a very sad and rude behavior. Jax agrees but says it happens all the time online. I want to teach my students about digital etiquette too. Maybe I can use slang to explain serious moral topics. Jax thinks that is a pro move for a teacher. A pro move is a very smart and skillful action. I am adding more and more pages to my notebook. My handwriting is messy because I am writing fast. We take a break to drink some cold apple juice. Even the juice tastes better when you call it banger. Banger is another word for something very good or cool. Jack says it is usually used for music or food. I am learning the context for every specific word. You cannot use slay for a sad situation, for example. It is important to know the vibe of the conversation. Vibe is the general atmosphere or feeling of a place. I am starting to feel a very positive vibe here. Jax is a great mentor for my cultural transformation. I am not just a teacher, I am a student today. The world of slang is opening its doors for me. Today Jax took me to a very trendy city cafe. He says this place has a pristine vibe for photos. I see many teenagers taking pictures of their food. They are doing it for the gram, Jax whispers. He means they want to post photos on Instagram. I look at my simple avocado toast on the plate. It looks very aesthetic, which means visually pleasing. A group of girls at the next table is talking loudly. One girl says her friend is serving looks today. Jax explains that it means she looks very fashionable. I try to observe the people without being too obvious. Everyone seems so confident and full of main character energy. What is main character energy? I ask my brother. It is when you feel like the star of your own life. I love that idea for building self-confidence in school. I want all my students to feel like main characters. Jax orders a purple drink with many small bubbles. He calls it boba and says it is very on trend. I take a sip and the texture is very interesting. We are doing a vibe check of the whole cafe. A vibe check is assessing the mood of a situation. If the mood is bad, you fail the vibe check. Luckily, the music is soft and the people are kind. We are definitely passing the vibe check this afternoon. I see a boy wearing very large, vintage trousers. Jax tells me that his style is retro or old school. I feel happy that some old things are cool again. It makes me feel a little more connected to them. I am wearing my favorite blue sweater today. Is my sweater mid or fire? I ask Jax. He looks at me and says, "It's classic, Zoe, not mid." Mid means something is boring or average quality. I am glad my style is not considered boring. We stay in the cafe for 2 hours, just talking. I am practicing my listening skills in a real environment. I hear a girl say I'm dead after a funny joke. I know she is not actually dead, she is just laughing. This linguistic journey is becoming a fun adventure. Jax is happy to be my guide in this urban jungle. We leave the cafe feeling very modern and updated. We are sitting on the balcony at home this evening. Jax says it is time to learn about the tea. I ask him if we are going to drink Earl Grey. He laughs and says the tea means the latest gossip. When you spill the tea, you share a secret, he says. I find this expression very funny and very creative. I tell him some tea about our neighbor's new cat. That is not tea, Zoe, that is just a fact, he jokes. Real tea must be juicy and a little bit shocking. We discuss how people use social media to share news. Jax explains the word clout to me very clearly. Clout is power or influence on the internet. Some people do crazy things just for clout chasing. I think it is important to stay true to yourself. Jax tells me that being fake is the worst thing. If you are authentic, people say you are real. I want to be a real person for my students. We talk about the word period at the end of a sentence. It is used to show that a statement is final and true. You are the best sister, period. Jax says to me. I feel very touched by his kind and modern words. I reply, and you are the best teacher, period. We are using slang to express our sibling love. It feels more natural than using formal language. I ask him about the word flex and its meaning. To flex is to show off your success or clothes. I see people flexing their new cars in videos. Jack says a weird flex is showing off something strange. My notebook of slang is almost full of new entries. I have sections for emotions, fashion, and social media. I feel like a secret agent learning a hidden code. Jax is impressed by my dedication to the task. He says I am becoming a slang queen very fast. I smile because I finally feel confident and ready. Tomorrow I will use one word during my first lesson. I just need to find the perfect moment to say it. Jack says, "Don't try too hard, just let it flow." Advice from a teenager is often very wise and simple. We watch the moon and enjoy the quiet night air. I am not afraid of the hallway conversations anymore. I am standing in front of my bedroom mirror. I am choosing my outfit for the big school day. I decide to wear my bright yellow blazer today. It gives me a lot of main character energy. Jax comes into the room and gives a thumbs up. "You look snatched, Zoe," he says with a smile. I know snatched means I look very good and fit. I feel powerful and ready to face my students. I put my slang notebook into my leather bag. I repeat the words in my head while I walk. No cap, fire, bet, slay, and vibe check. I arrive at the school and see the teenagers. They are sitting on the benches, looking at phones. I walk past them with a confident and warm smile. "Good morning, everyone," I say with a clear voice. They look up and some of them wave back at me. I enter the classroom and prepare my whiteboard. The lesson is about the history of the English language. I want to show them how language is always changing. I start by talking about Shakespeare and his words. Then I transition to the modern era of the internet. The students look much more interested than usual. Even Shakespeare used the slang of his time, I say. One boy asks if Shakespeare was fire in the past. I smile and reply, he was the biggest W of his century. The whole class becomes silent for a short second. Then they all start laughing and clapping their hands. "Our teacher knows slang," a girl shouts from the back. I feel the atmosphere in the room change completely. The distance between us is becoming much smaller. I am not just a teacher in a blazer to them now. I am someone who understands their world and culture. We spend the rest of the lesson discussing new words. I ask them to explain some words I don't know. They feel very proud to be the teachers for a moment. We are sharing knowledge and having a lot of fun. Education is not only about books, it's about connection. I am passing the vibe check with my students. The bell rings, but nobody wants to leave the room. This is the best lesson I have had this whole year. After school, I find Jax in a local park. I tell him about my success in the classroom. He is so happy for me and gives me a high five. "I knew you could do it, Zoe," he says proudly. He shows me a funny meme on his smartphone. It is a picture of a cat looking very confused. The text says, "When the teacher spills the tea." I laugh so hard that people in the park look at us. Memes are the modern way to share humor and ideas. Jax explains that a meme lord is a master of memes. I am not a meme lord yet, but I am learning. We talk about the word basic and its meaning. Basic describes someone who follows only common trends. I don't want to be basic, I want to be original. Jax says that my yellow blazer is definitely not basic. We see a group of skaters performing some tricks. One skater falls down but gets up very quickly. That was a total fail, but he is a trooper, Jax says. I am learning that slang can be very supportive too. We discuss the word GOAT, which means greatest of all time. I tell Jax that he is the GOAT of brothers. He looks a bit shy, but he is very happy to hear it. We watch the sunset and talk about our future goals. I want to write an article about slang for teachers. It can help other adults to understand their children. Jax offers to be my consultant and my editor. We are a perfect team for this cultural project. I am taking photos of the park with my phone. I want to post them with a fire caption tonight. Jax helps me to choose the best filters and tags. The park looks so peaceful in the evening light. I feel a deep connection with the modern world. I am not afraid of the future or the new generations. Language is a bridge, not a wall between us. I am crossing that bridge with Jax by my side. We start walking back home, feeling very light. My heart is full of joy and new vocabulary. Jax is whistling a popular song from the radio. Life is good when you understand the people around you. We are ready for more adventures in the city. Jax decided to give me a slang test today. We are sitting in the kitchen with 2 cups of cocoa. He says a word, and I have to give the definition. What does low-key mean? Jax asks me first. It means secretly or quietly, I answer immediately. Correct. And what about high-key? He continues. That is the opposite, it means openly and strongly. He looks impressed by my fast and correct answers. What is a glow-up? He asks with a serious face. A glow-up is a big positive transformation in looks. I remember seeing many glow-up videos online lately. Final question, what does understood the assignment mean? I smile and say, it means doing something perfectly. Jax claps his hands and says I have passed the test. I am now officially a slang expert in the house. I feel like I have earned a new degree in culture. We talk about how slang makes conversations shorter. It is a very fast way to communicate in a fast world. I am using these words in my daily life naturally now. My parents look a bit confused when we talk together. What are you two saying? My mother asks with a smile. I explain the meanings to her very patiently and kindly. Now I am the bridge between Jax and our parents. It is a very important role in our small family. Jax shows me how to use some stickers in messages. Stickers can express emotions better than many words. I am sending a fire sticker to my best friend. She replies with a sleigh and a heart emoji. I feel like I am part of a secret and cool club. My notebook is a treasure of modern human history. I will keep it forever as a memory of this time. Jax says he is going to teach me about gaming slang next. GGWP, he says, and I know it means good game. I am ready to learn even more about his hobbies. Our relationship is stronger because of these lessons. We are not just siblings, we are best friends. I am grateful for his time and his great humor. We finish our cocoa and start to clean the kitchen. The house is full of laughter and W energy. This week was a total win for my social skills. It is Friday, and the school week is almost over. I am walking through the garden with my head high. Several students stop me to say have a nice weekend. One of them says I am the most based teacher. Jax told me based means being yourself and honest. I feel so happy and satisfied with my work. I see Jax waiting for me at the school gates. He looks very cool with his sunglasses and headphones. "How was your day, Slang Queen?" he asks me. "It was fire, no cap." I reply with a big laugh. We decide to go and get some ice cream together. The sun is shining, and the sky is a perfect blue. I feel young, energetic, and very connected to life. My students feel comfortable talking to me about anything. I am a teacher who listens and learns from them too. I am not just teaching verbs, I am teaching trust. Jax says I have definitely understood the assignment. We sit on a bench and enjoy our chocolate ice cream. I am thinking about my next lesson for Monday morning. I will include some memes in my presentation slides. I want my classroom to be a place of joy and respect. Jax shows me a new dance trend on his phone screen. "Don't ask me to do that," I say, laughing loudly. Some things are better left to the younger generation. I am happy with my role as an observer and friend. We watch the people walking by in the golden light. Every person has their own vibe and their own story. I am glad I have the words to describe them all now. My brother is the best goat I could ever imagine. I put my arm around his shoulders and smile. We are a W duo in this big and busy city. The sunset is painting the clouds in orange and red. It is a banger ending to a very productive week. I am ready for the weekend and for a good rest. My notebook is closed, but my mind is wide open. Language is the most powerful tool we have for love. I will continue to learn and grow every single day. Jax and I start to walk home, talking and joking. The future looks bright, no cap, my dear friends. This is the end of our slang story, period.
Write one English word in comments. 5 people get 10 English lessons free.